If you're a fan of auto racing at all, you've probably heard an old adage that sometimes you have to go slow to go fast. And in racing, what they're talking about is entering a corner slow so you can get out fast and build up more speed through the straightaway. But on guitar, what we're usually talking about is playing difficult passages, slow, working with a metronome, that kind of thing. A lesson that I've talked about a couple times and that has been talked about ad nauseum on YouTube and all over the place. But what this lesson is today, and what we're talking about, is taking that concept much deeper. Let's get into it. So what I'm talking about here today is that when you're learning a solo, whether it be your own on your own song, or you're learning a cover song and you're learning a solo, is a trick that I use, which is playing the entire solo, not just maybe a couple of the shreddy kind of parts that are real difficult, but playing them at lower speeds, even half speed, and working my way up. And you will find that when you play your parts at these really slow speeds like this, you really get into the timing and the feel of the part and can play it much more adeptly as you work your way up to the actual speed. And for the slow parts especially, and the less complicated parts that you wouldn't even normally think about, it can make you play much more in time and learn how to manipulate what musicians like to call the pocket, the groove, playing behind the beat, playing in front of the beat, and really getting that feel of the sound, a feel of the part the way you want to get it, so that you really deliver the emotion of the part that you're looking for. So what I have here is a little like 30 seconds of a song of my own that I worked on this way, and it has a fairly simple part in the beginning. It's not completely easy, but it's not really a shred part either, you'll see. And then at the end I get into kind of a shredding part. And let me show you the little piece of music first at speed so you can hear what it sounds like when I'm done with it. And the next thing I'm going to do here is show you how I worked on it to get it to the point where I could really play it in time. And especially the first part of the song, which has that little bouncy part. This part here. That little melody slash bouncy kind of part is the kind of part that is very easy to play out of time. To rush the beat is definitely a tendency most players will have, and I was doing it as well when I first started playing it. And then when I started working the part at half speed and bringing it up to speed a little bit at a time, I found I got much better at sitting in the pocket and making the part sound cleaner. So I'm going to play you just the little bit of it, how I practiced it using a little piece of software that I've also done a video on called Chord Pulse Lite. I just plugged the background chords that are used in the song to it and set the tempo to half of what the song tempo is here, 55 instead of 110. And you can see like it's almost difficult to play it that slow, but it really gets you right in the groove. And then, of course, there's the really difficult passage at the end, which when I get to it, it's it's kind of a practice pattern that I've used that I thought sounded kind of cool in a musical context as well. And I do that at half speed as well, also with chord pulse. So my point here is that whatever kind of piece of music you're working on, difficult, not difficult, groovy, complicated, uncomplicated, I'm just using a lot of adjectives to say the same thing, working at the stuff, even your rhythm parts, at much slower speeds and working your way up, even if you feel like you can already play them correctly, try playing them at those slow speeds and watch what it does to your ability to play it much more adeptly and much more on time and in a groove-related fashion when it comes time to play it at regular speed. that's my tip for today, guys. I hope it made sense to you and you get something out of it. Of course, leave any comments or questions you have below, and I'll be happy to answer and get to them as fast as I can. And until next time, keep making great music. Hey friends, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications. It makes the whole world better.